looking like James Bond's villain. In 2016, after the Gumball, a bunch of guys, they never had enough of driving, of course. So some guys from Scandinavia, they said, well, we have amazing roads in our countries, because, well, you have Norway, Finland, Sweden, and even Denmark. Let's do it. Book your hotels and just manage to do it. So that was the first Atlantic road trip, going by the name after the Atlantic Road, Atlantic Ocean Road. This road you might have seen somewhere, of course, going above the sea for like 2,000 kilometers. So it's big from one little island, but like when I say a little island, it's a few stones really, and you have the bridge and so on. And it just all started like this, and that was a great adventure, I have to say, because at the same time it was the rebirth of Alpine, which is a French marque. Actually, in 1955, a guy, he was called Jean Redelais. He was a Renault dealer. He started to tune up cars to do rallies, and it was a Renault 4 CV. He prepared them very well to go in the Rally Monte Carlo, among others, and as they were very, very good on these small roads, when he actually made the mark, he called it Alpine, because Alpine, from the Alps, literally. And it was going very well. So the brand, as it was close from Renault, they've been involved, they've taken stakes in the company. At some point they bought it completely. At some point they screwed it completely in the 90s. All the vintage and everything is cool nowadays. They had in mind since 2012 to bring the mark back on the market. So they did actually, and they did kind of a clone of the original, the most iconic Alpine of all times. It was the A110. It was crazy of agility and all on these small roads. It was 600 kilos. So all in fiberglass. So well, to bring this to market nowadays, it was pretty tough, I think. Starting from scratch again. So I have to really say a big thumb up to the guys. They did it. They released the car. I had the chance to be part of this whole adventure because of, well, the way life happened, and I had one of the very first cars, very first A110. They've done a first batch of 1955 cars, like the year the marque was born, and I've received one of the very first ones, and it was planned that I would go to the Atlantic road trip, and so the Norwegian guys, they were super excited about this. So I went. The thing is, the transporter kind of let me down, and I had to drive actually from Monaco to Sweden just to go at the start of the road trip. So the rally was basically 2,000 kilometers, but to go to the start only, I had to do 2,000 kilometers already, and 2,000 kilometers to go back afterwards. But still, it was amazing to you know, it's always about the exotic of the situation. If you're a European guy doing the Gumball 3000, New York to LA was amazing. But for an American guy, they're really into driving the Swiss Alps or the Alps or whatever. So, but well, even in Europe, you have these. Well, I had never been driving really, let's say, upstairs in Scandinavia that way. And well, you had this road. You had an amazing pass as well called the Trollstigen, with at the top some very modern building looking like James Bond's villain, you know, really literally. And so that was good. Except the buses, I didn't get how they can get so many buses around. It's crazy on small roads. It was really great. It's been an adventure on this Atlantic Ocean road. One day, well, you know, it's a rally. We just switch around, like you drive with me, you come with me, she goes with you, and so on. So one day, Deborah from Team Pink Slip, she just came with me, and it's the only time in my life I've been so close to run out of petrol, really. So after you have the pass, and well, we stopped for lunch over there. It was in Norway, so Norway is a very big country, producer of fuel, of gas. So you have basically one station every 10 kilometers or so. But in this case, no. So we stopped for lunch. I saw the level was pretty low already. And so we went up, and there were these bloody buses stopping because the road is so narrow, and they are crossing. They have walkie-talkies to say, well, I wait, you go, then I go. It's really crazy. But meanwhile, you're behind, waiting for your turn. And on the way up, then on the pass, and then I had to do well, it was a bit frustrating because going flat out with this car in this area, I mean, I have the apps at home, but it's always different. I wish I had, but I could not. I had to after the top. I have to do the whole way down on the gravity only, because after 40 kilometers range, probably to avoid customers not happy and so on, you have just nothing. So I was just. The car was very, very new. I had not a big habit of it, and there was this. So we had to do it all on the gravity, and people they were pretty surprised that was so slow. Especially some American friends. They were two cars. They've been so kind to us that they helped, but they were surprised, and they were like at some point passing us, looking, and they. I don't know if I should say so, but they were like, well, okay, we thought it was you were driving like this because we could not see Deb anymore. We thought she was, which was not the case, I swear. And I explained it was because of the gravity, and after we could still not find any gas station. And after a while, there was a lake, a beautiful lake, and a parking on the side. First time you could park for a while because you only had, the road with the rail and everything. So I said, well, we're gonna stop there because it's gonna avoid any trouble. So the guys they took me like 5 kilometers away from there to the gas station to take a jerry can to fill up and so on. But that was definitely an adventure. And well, this road trip is really a great thing because, well, it's not yet another something ball. I got invited very often to do these kind of things. I've never accepted any beside gumball because, well, if it's a bit like when you have the Red Bull and the Monster, or the Coca-Cola and the Pepsi, as we are in Atlanta. That's not yet another something ball. It's really about, you have way less people. It's more you have this human aspect. You have only like 20 teams. It's smaller hotels, everything. Everybody gets to know each other. You really share even more. It's incredible what they've done with this car, starting the Mach packs from scratch. Really, it really respects the DNA of the Mach, because the car is. It's not that powerful. It's 252 horsepower only, but it's 1103 kilos, which is all aluminium. It's ridiculous. And when they announced 252, it's probably more, as most of the cars are nowadays. It's incredibly balanced. It's definitely a chance that I had to have the chance to own one, and it's not a matter of making money because it's a limited series or so. I think it's one of the last kind of cars like this you're gonna have, because like me, where we are in the automotive industry, and we have the hybridation and stuff, and this is a raw 4 cylinders 1.8 turbo. Very noisy, and in the back, it's just, I have no words really. I hope that I have the chance to keep this car for my whole life.
At Dollar Shave Club, you're always in control. Simply choose the delivery dates and frequency that suits your schedule so you don't run out. Get a shave, shower, or oral care starter set for just $5 at dollarshaveclub.com.